Good morning. Happy Sunday morning. Welcome to your very first Sunday morning shamanic journey. I'm so excited to have you here. Go ahead and write in the chat that you're here. I see some ladies. Good morning. Good morning. You should see and hear me now. So good to be with you ladies this morning. Go ahead and let me know that you can hear me, that you can see me, that all is well. Go ahead and take a moment to get your water. Maybe you have a nice little cup of tea this morning, and get yourself comfy. Writing in on the chat that you're here with me, that you can hear me, that you can see me. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, good. Getting yourself settled now. Finding yourself a nice, comfortable position. We're going to go through a couple things first. We'll be together for the next hour, 60 minutes. And I will do my darndest to make sure that you're off by 60 minutes. Okay. We're going to go through a couple things first, and we will then do the journey last. And as I explain some things, you'll see why. Okay. So first thing is good morning. Good Sunday morning. Allow yourself to just settle. Settle into your body, settle into your breath, settle into your energy. So hopefully most of you, if not all of you, have had the opportunity to do the shaman's breath at least once. I love that that this is set up this way, that Spirit asked me to do this way, because it gave you one opportunity to just really see and feel how it feels. And now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. But before we do any of that, let's place our intention. Okay. I want you to know that you are held in sacred space. You are always held in sacred space when we do this together. Continue to settle into your breathing. Take this time for you. Turn off any distractions. Put a note on the door. Give the dog a cookie. And let's just take this time for you. Settling into your breath completely now. Allowing it to fill your entire belly. Once again, allowing that breath to go down and deep into your pelvis, into your buttocks, into your legs, and once again, always met by the Mother Earth. Connecting deeply with her. And while you do this, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that your luminous energy field is around you, because it is. I want you to give yourself permission to imagine it and to pull it in close to your body, so that you are not only grounded, but you are centered. And as we move forward in the modules, we will practice this more. But just for today, let's try it on. Good. You can feel a stabilization that happens there. And so this is our intention. Our intention is to stay close to the Pachamama, nice and connected, to be stabilized and centered and grounded, holding our power, feeling our power, allowing ourselves to be more and more comfortable with that. So our intention is for our time together is to allow that to be and allow the magic that will happen around that for you and for us as a tribe. Okay. So, being held in sacred space, let's start. Let's go ahead and grab your workbook. And we are going to go to page number 10. So this is day 2 continued. So hopefully this morning you've had a chance to do the work around the daily work around day 2. If you haven't already, it's really fine. Hopefully you'll be able to just move right into that after this practice today. So on page 10, you'll see that we have our intention here for the journey is to meet your guide. And so I want to walk you through a little bit about that first. And then after we finish our journey and we close our time together, that is when you're going to be doing your journal inquiry around that. Okay. So let's see here. The shaman's breath. The shaman's breath gives you multiple different things, but it is a constant permission that you have to give yourself to allow yourself to bring in those energies. Sometimes our system is so tense, and you'll feel it in your muscles, and that is just a secondary reaction to where your energy is. Allowing yourself to relax, to actually open to these energies, to the Pachamama, bringing that energy up, to your, when we send that luminous cord out to the heavens and we send it out to the highest source that we can possibly imagine, let's imagine it is our highest self, because that is truly where we are bringing information to ourselves, right? There's no separation here. It's your highest self, and this is a manifestation of your highest self in body form. And so there's the squirrels again. So bringing that energy down, it's a part of it. It's a small part, actually. And so connecting to your highest self with that luminous cord and bringing that energy down when it's time to do that part of the breathing, you have to surrender to it. You have to give yourself permission. You're going to hear me say allow, surrender, permission so many times in this 3 months, that hopefully you will begin to understand the vibration of what that feels like to truly surrender, to truly allow, to truly give yourself permission to do those things. Okay. So a little bit about the breath. So you are breathing in and out of your belly. They call it the bellows breath. Charlotte shows you in her video what this looks like, but I just want to bring a little bit more understanding to it. So when you fill your belly and you push it out, it is an active push out through your nose. So you're literally contracting your abdominal muscles, and that air is being thrusted out through your nose. And then when you relax your belly muscles, all of them, your pelvis, your legs, everything, then the air just comes back in and it's passive. So doing this uses your personal power to thrust that air out of your nose and an allowing to let fresh, new light come in. The pace at which you do it does not matter. Having done it for a long time and seen my teachers having done it for a long time, we're very fast in it because there is a surrender. And once there is a surrender, there can be a quickening. But in the beginning, if you're doing a nice and slow, even pace, it's really fine. So be okay with that. Okay. You know, you might already have a nice breathing practice or meditation practice in your life, and this will only support it and lend to you being able to bring this into your life even easier. If this is you bringing this on as something brand new, or you haven't had a breathing practice or a meditation practice for a while, then this might take some time to get used to. Okay. If you have any questions, you can post them in the chat, and then I will be happy to take questions when we are finished. Okay. Everybody with me here? Is everybody feeling like I've given them at least an idea of how to allow this in your system? Go ahead and post that in the chat. I'll take a little tea. Good. Okay. Good. All right. So that said, I just want to make sure I gave you enough information there. You are only going to hone that skill every day, and you're going to find it easier and easier and easier for you to do. Okay. So in the beginning, do not get discouraged. Just like riding a bike, it takes some practice. This is a practice. This is why it's called a practice. And we always need to go slow. We need to work out the kinks. We need to work out, our physical kinks, our energetic kinks. We need to allow that breath to go deep into your belly. Good. Okay. Good. All right. So I'm glad you're with me. And let's move on to page 11. Great. Okay. So meet the healer family of archetypes. When I started on my journey with Carolyn Mace, understanding the archetypes absolutely blew the doors open for me. Not just as a mental practice of understanding, but understanding an archetype is understanding the energetic tendencies, the energetic signatures, right, of that behavior, of that manifestation. Each one of you has somewhere, and I have no doubt of this, has somewhere in your archetypal makeup a healer. And so today in the journey, and you doing your journal inquiries, and you doing the replay in the next 2 Sundays, and going deeper into the journal inquiry around those healers, you're going to get a very clear defined understanding of your healer archetype. There are so many. They manifest in so many different ways. And so you'll see in your packet, in your workbook on page 13 through 14, 17, I believe, you'll see that I have covered the major ones. So let's just start at the beginning here. On page 11, setting the intention here for meeting your family of archetypes. This is about, and what I wrote here, to begin to gain information about what kind of healer you are, what kind of service you bring naturally. Just comes out of you, whether you are paying attention or not. How it shows up in your life and how you could step into its power more fully. This is why we're spending more and more time with this, so that you can continue to get comfortable, to allow information to come in easier, to get comfortable with journaling about it, and to get comfortable with dialoguing with this archetype. You are literally dialoguing with a piece of your energetic signature. And to gain that access is not only enlightening, but empowering. It truly is, because you begin to see the magnificence that you have within you, and you begin to have a cognizant, conscious relationship and knowing about it. Once you have that, then you can chart the waters of what is the light expression and what is the shadow expression, and how is it coming out of me, and how is that serving me? Is that serving me? What do I need here? And then we walk into those places too. Okay. All right. So, like I said, after we go through the journey, which we are going to go in and meet, or at least begin to make contact with that healer archetype, you are going to come back and do the journal inquiry here on page 11. Okay. On page 12, there is a little information here that Carolyn Mace has written. And all this information about the archetypes has been taken from her Sacred Contracts archetypal counseling program, which is a lifelong program that I've been doing for a long time, and I will continue to be doing for probably my whole life, because it's something that is constantly unfolding the more and more that I create it, and the more and more I go in deeply. So this information was taken directly from her, and I would employ you to go ahead and read page 12. Okay, so now page 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, you have a great start of what the healer family of archetypes looks like. So on the page 13, you'll see that we started with the healer and the wounded healer. There is a definite distinction between the healer and the wounded healer. And let me just walk you through those. And I want you to see that she also says that this is also the caregiver, and this is also the nurse, the therapist, the analyst, the counselor. You'll see that sometimes these archetypes start to overlap a little bit, but in your own life, you will begin to hone and find those very small details that separate. What's the most important here is that you begin to make contact and bring in information. It is not that you need to know, oh, I'm the servant, this is how this goes for me. But maybe you already know that. It's not our intention to just chisel that down right now. Over the next couple weeks in this module, and then as we continue to keep going, we will get more information about that. Okay. So we can just relax on who am I, and more about let the information come to you. But a lot of this information you will know about yourself. Okay, so the difference between the healer and the wounded healer. The healer, okay, and these are very simple terms. The healer is someone who just comes upon this very naturally. It just comes out of them without a journey, a process, a journey into challenges. The journey into challenges is the wounded healer. Now, you'll hear lots of negativity around the wounded healer. You shouldn't be the wounded healer. The wounded healer is wounded. Why would you want to work with the wounded healer? The wounded healer is probably one of the most powerful healers. If the wounded healer understands how to go through his or her journey appropriately. So brings in the support, brings in the resources, begins to do their own personal work so that they don't get stuck wounded. They begin to move from a place of constantly being wounded and constantly going into the shadows and constantly going into the underworld, into the basement, and trudging through the basement of their own stuff, right? Of the things that need to be healed, and into a place of lightness, so that they can start to see with eagle eyes, so that they can start to see the place where, wow, that challenge was such a gift. And this is what I learned. And then slowly over time, they begin to raise their vibration so that they no longer need to go into trudging into the basement and trudging into the lower places to be able to gain access to their wisdom. They rise above and they reflect upon their previous challenges and see the gifts there and use that wisdom to heal now in the present and in the future. And in fact, that does actually reflect upon the past. And those are just ripples in time. That's how things go. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to read these write-ups, but I just want to walk you through a little bit about them so that when we go into the journey, you can start to feel all of those pieces for yourself. Okay, so now we move on to the rescuer, also known as the knight, the healer, the hero, and the servant. Okay, you'll also see that the servant has its own, and in the write-up for the healer, wounded healer, there's a caregiver in there as well. So once again, these things start to cross over just because they are so similar in some regards. But once again, you will eventually find a very distinct difference for yourself. Okay, so the rescuer. Now, some of you know about the triangle of disempowerment, and some of you will come upon this within future modules. So just pulling upon what you know now, the rescuer, so to add upon what you know now, or just to give you an intro to this, the rescuer is a very important healer archetype, as all of them are, really. But the rescuer has some distinctions that need consciousness. The rescuer has a very quick on-ramp into the triangle of disempowerment, as do really all the healer archetypes, but the rescuer in particular, because it's an action of rescuing. When a rescuer is in its shadow manifestation, where it needs to knock someone down to rescue them, right? It needs to rescue someone, so it holds someone down in effort to rescue them. Or if they are in a chronic state of rescuing, where they're constantly looking for people to rescue, this is a shadow form of that. Now, the rescuer is very powerful, and the rescuer can do powerful work, but what is most important is that the rescuer is always non-attached. And this is also very true in every one of the healer archetypes. This is why we do these breathing exercises. This is why we do journaling. This is why we hone ourselves for self-empowerment, because we need to be able to have non-attachment to the outcome for the people that we are here to serve. If we are attached to the outcome, then we are in some way placing upon the people that we have come to serve an expectation. And it does not allow them the freedom, the breath, the vibration for them to just raise up. We kind of get on them in a parasitic way, and that's not what we're here to do. Calibrate for self-empowerment is about big time energy for you. Self-empowerment is just about you coming together and being in an empowered place for you and being completely detached from anybody else needing to be empowered at the same time. You just hone yourself. Okay. Okay. So once again, reading through that write-up, I'm really starting to get a little bit more information. But you'll start to sense and feel this as we go into the journey. Okay, on page 15, you'll see the servant. This is once again, a tricky place to be. And the servants can get wounded very easily, just like every healer, every archetype here. The servant, once again, has expectations to be honored and protected in some way. And they take a lot of, there's a lot of expectations around the servant from other people. And so having your own appropriate boundaries and knowing them well and upholding them for yourself is the key to holding the servant in the right place. Start to see that and feel that for yourself. The caretaker. Okay, so first of all, we know somebody that has every one of these. We know people that are these archetypes. So I always found it helpful to just kind of go through my friends, my family, the people that I know, and just start to not peg them, not label them, but just start to see these patterns in real life around us. Okay, and it's just for your reference. It's not to hold them there, really. The caretaker. Like the write-up says, the caretaker is someone whom giving care is as natural as breathing. And this is, once again, a repetitive pattern. So much so that they begin to, and this becomes very apparent, they begin to morph their life so that if they don't have someone to take care of, they find someone to take care of. They bring them into their house. And this can be in the form of an animal. This can be in the form of a person. You know these people, and they are amazing, and they're such a gift. But just like every healer, every manifestation, they can get worn out, worn down, and that's where the shadow comes from. And then they also can be attached to needing to always be giving care to someone else and neglect giving care to themselves. Yeah, you know this person. Absolutely. God bless them. Okay, and moving on to page 17, the companion. Everybody needs a companion. When sitting with the companion, you feel at home. You feel at ease. You feel connected to that person, and they feel connected to you. They are your partner. You could be this person, or you could have one in your life. Look for that. Is there a yearning to be a companion for someone? There it is. Not just a yearning to rescue, and not a yearning to caregive, and not a yearning to heal, and not, that's attachment in a shadow form from your healer. As a companion, there is a love and a longing that happens. And they are your best friend, your sidekick. This can turn into a beautiful companionship, beautiful partnership, but it also can turn into a codependent relationship, as all healers, but you'll see this as well. Just feel this in yourself. Just look for it around you so that you can start to see the different manifestations of the healer family. I like how she also says sidekick and right arm, or that person that's always your sounding board. Yeah. They don't necessarily have to be in your life, or you don't necessarily have to be in someone else's life chronically, constantly, habitually. It could be that person that calls you up twice a year for good advice. Maybe that's the that's the healer that you have in your system. Good. Okay, so we've gone through at least a little overview of the healer family. Now it's your turn to, of course, go deeper into them. This is a part of your work to really begin to start to feel them. Okay, we're doing great on time here. Okay, so everybody with me? Take a little water. We're going to begin to do the journey in a moment now. Go ahead and write in the chat that you're with me, that you're ready. Any questions, you can post them now. I think now is a good time for me to take any questions, and then in the journey, I will bring you back. We will close our space, and then I will let you do your work. Getting your water. Good. Good, good, good. I'm glad everybody's with me. Good. Okay, so if you are not already in a comfortable position, get yourself nice and comfy. Maybe you want to sit in lotus. Awesome. Maybe you want to lay down. Totally cool. You don't have to see me to do this. You just have to be able to hear my words. Good. Got my handy dandy rattle. Victoria says, does everyone have an archetype? Okay. Thank you, Victoria. Let me just go back a little bit. Carolyn Mace teaches that every person has 36 archetypes, and that they are on the wheel of 12, 3 wheels of 12, and that we begin to open and uncover them at different places in your walk, in your journey. Okay, so having a healer archetype is a part of this journey. And you being a part of this tribe, you coming to this work, there is an internal knowing in me. There is an absolute guide within me that says that the women that come to you are healers in some regard. They have it in their system. So this healer might have not been turned on yet, But this is why we need to go in dialogue, or at least the consciousness of this healer might not be turned on yet, but has been always working in your system. So yes, everyone has multiple archetypes. And as we go through different modules, I'll be introducing some of the other archetypes as well. Okay. Gina says, on the replay, will it allow us to fast forward to the journey? Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Gina, for that. Yes, you can just fast forward through me yapping and get straight to the journey. Okay. And let's see, I will be able to tell you exactly in the replay, I'll be able to tell you exactly where the journey starts. Let me just make a little note here. Okay, good. I'm glad everyone is ready. I'm glad everyone is excited. Okay, just a little side note. I put in the suggested audio and reading Sandra Ingerman's, what does she say? The Beginner's Guide for Shamanic Journey. She just talks about some pieces of it that you might be curious about. One particular thing that I would like to share that she mentions in there is that lots of people, when they begin to start this form of medicine for themselves, they are unsure of what exactly is happening and who's in control, and am I just making this up, and what's my brain doing, and am I really experiencing all of this? The truth of the matter is that you are always creating your own experience, and we will take a deep dive into that. That is the law of attraction. We will take a deep dive into that in one of the later modules. So, but what she's trying to say here is it doesn't matter. The answer to that doesn't really matter. You can say yes, you can say no. It doesn't really matter. The point is that you just allow yourself a releasing, a surrendering, and a washing over of the flow of life within you and an information to come into you. This is why we need to stay grounded and centered, connected deeply to the earth, connected deeply to our highest self here. Okay. So with that information, I'm going to be rattling. In the beginning, I'm going to be rattling quicker, and that is taking you in. And you'll hear my cues because this is a guided shamanic journey. At some point, I might, at some point, I will give you some time where I'm not cueing you, and I will just be rattling slowly. And then once the rattling begins to quicken, this is your spirit's cue to allow yourself to know that it is time to organize yourself. Thank your guides, and I will cue you on that. Thank all the information that came for you. Thank yourself, your highest self, and then begin to bring yourself back to this time and to this place, or forward to this time and to this place, to this new time and to this new space with your new vibration. Okay, so let's do this. Settling into your breath, getting yourself nice and comfy. Closing your eyes now, allowing the earth to hold you. Settle into your breath now. Just follow your breath. You need to do nothing but to follow your breath and allow my voice and the rattle and your highest self to be your guide here. Staying with your breath now. Staying with your breath now. Begin to see in your mind's eye a beautiful landscape. It's yours. You make it what you will. As you open your eyes, not your physical eyes, but as you open your spiritual eyes here to this beautiful landscape, it is magical. The trees that you love so much are there. The sky is exactly the way that just makes you feel so at home. All around you, you can feel this beautiful, sweet, gentle breeze that wraps you in warmth and comfort. This is your internal landscape. This is your internal home. And so you make it what you will, using your ability to manifest it right here, right now. Getting more and more comfortable with using the power of your creatorship in your mind here. And we begin to walk. And you might notice, you might feel your lineage with you. It doesn't mean that you know them. Doesn't mean that you recognize them. But you feel their care. You feel their love and concern and warmth with you. And they are very happy to walk in your landscape with you. On your right is a very old and loving shaman who does not say much, but with his or her kind eyes shows you the way. And there is an internal knowing as you continue to walk with this person by your side, surveying your landscape, your beautiful inner world here. Feeling and sensing all of your power animals are here. Maybe you notice Great Eagle here. Great Eagle is what we are working with in the spring in the east. Great Eagle, Great Condor, come. Hear its call. Maybe you feel its wings. Maybe you sense it. Just allow yourself to know it. And your wise lineage around you helps you create that for yourself. Continuing to walk softly upon the earth here. You are barefoot. The grass is green and beautiful and soft and kind. Maybe there's some moss and it's a little spongy. Maybe it's tall grass. Whatever it is, it's perfect for you. It allows you to connect even deeper to the Pachamama, and you feel even more at home as you walk. Slowly and gently, and allowing the sun to shine down upon you, feeling its warmth shining upon your face. Allow its warmth in your heart. Feeling that warmth washing over you and through your entire system, shifting your mind to a place of beauty and ease even more, so that as you walk with your lineage and your guide, everything begins to shimmer. There is a luminosity around you, within you, and you feel a sense of brilliance and joy being here. Feel it all around you, your front, your back, your top, your sides. All of you is now glistening with brilliance, being in your own beautiful landscape, walking, allowing the sun to shine upon you, allow the breeze to blow around you, allow the eagle to be here with you. And we walk, and we experience, and we breathe. And we begin to see in the not so distant in front of us, we begin to see an opening. Maybe it's an arbor. Maybe it's a beautiful hedge, tall hedge with an arbor. And as we walk closely, feeling brilliant and beautiful with the expectation that this is your personal garden. This is your personal place of brilliance and ease, where you grow, where you plant, where you bring in more and more nutrients, where you dream, where you create. Tall, beautiful hedge. This arbor is covered with the most beautiful spray roses, or maybe it's wisteria. Maybe it's those beautiful Chinese lantern plants. Whatever creeping vine you just love. The bleeding hearts. Whatever makes you feel welcome and invited and magical and beautiful. Maybe you have grapes in your arbor. Juicy, beautiful grapes. And as we draw closer, all of its beauty and all of its brilliance, you are in awe of this place. and its brilliance. And your guide gently gestures to you to walk inside. And here, you take a moment to take your brilliant, sprawling, amazing garden into your system. You are creating it. You are manifesting it. You are remembering it. All right here. It has everything that you love in this garden. Every tree, every bird, every gem, every crystal, every beautiful thing that the earth has to offer is here in this garden. And it is yours. Go ahead and walk around your garden now. Maybe it's manicured. And it is a sprawling landscape of manicured hedges and manicured flower boxes and manicured garden beds. Maybe that's it for you. Or maybe it's an English rose garden and it's just doing its natural thing. Experience it for you. Maybe it's a forest. Maybe it's a holly leaf forest or a bamboo, beautiful forest swaying in the wind. Whatever it is, you can see clearly into it. You can see everything into it. It is clear, it is clean, it is beautiful, it is whole, it is wholesome. It is pristine and perfect. Walk around, allowing your guide here to gesture you to here and there. Maybe there's a little place for you to sit and notice. Here's where you sit and notice. Getting beautifully comfortable with this amazing, brilliant garden of you. Dewdrop on rosebuds. And as you sit and as you notice, coming forward to you is your healer. Allow a joy to come through you, a brilliance coming towards you. And you invite your healer to sit next to you. Knowing that this person is you. It is a part of you. Taking this time now to look into your own eyes here. To know this whole brilliant, beautiful being from the inside out. This healer is whole. It is a member of the healer family. And as you take a moment here to dialogue with this person, with this part of yourself, you begin to get information about what type of healer this person is. Essentially, what type of healer you are. Listening deeply. Just allow it. No need to second guess. Feeling held by the earth in your own brilliant garden. Notice what they're wearing. That will give you some clues. Maybe you feel their power and it awakens something within you. Know that you are perfectly safe and perfectly held. And you are only meeting a part of yourself, held in perfection. You can ask the healer if there's any information that they have for you. And you can tell them that you will be dialoguing with them in your journaling, in your dreams, in your meditation, in your sacred space, in your breathing. And that all the information that they have for you, all the guidance, all the clarity, all the beauty, all the love, allow that to come forth at all of those access times, all of those points. And as you thank your healer now, rising, beginning to float gently back towards the arbor, you thank your beautiful garden. You allow it to fill you with joy. The ancient ones bring you to the exit here, and you begin to walk with your guides. Walking, once again feeling the tall grass or the beautiful soft green grass beneath your feet, or the moss, feeling the sun shining upon your face and the wind wrapping you in warmth, feeling a peace and ease, walking gently with a knowingness and a feeling of energy, a renewed remembering of who you are, what you have, and a deep connection to self, to Pachamama, to your healer archetype. Begin to give thanks to the guides who have come to help you and to be with you. Thanking your beautiful shamans, your beautiful elders, and thanking the eagle. Being with your breath now. bringing yourself forward to this new time, into this new space. Allowing all that needs to be integrated here. Allowing your energy to be nice and close to you, allowing yourself to be centered and grounded. Allowing all the information to wash over you. Bringing yourself completely to this new time, into this new space. Allowing your eyes to open. Feeling held, feeling nurtured. Knowing and remembering a new place within you. And so it is here that I bid you adieu. Go ahead and take this time now to journal all that you have experienced, and then into the questions in your journal inquiry for today, for the shamanic journey. You will be doing the replay here at 39 minutes, and I will put that in the reposting of the replay, so that you do the replay for the next 2 Sundays and allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into this journey. Allow the Pachamama to hold you. Take the next couple weeks of your workbook work and be with yourself. Use it for yourself. You are held in your sisterhood. Communicate with us. Use the Facebook page, use the Facebook chat to relay all of your experiences, to get the support that you need from all of your sisters, as well as to tap into that healer archetype that you are creating more and more of a beautiful communication with, a relationship with, to offer to your sisters. You are loved. You are held. Use your sacred space when you are ready. Go ahead and do your work, dear brave soul. It is my honor. Deep bow.